and I'm going to get the ball rolling and welcome you all to Tactical Tuesday. My name is Russell Pearson. If you don't know who I am, for the last 25 years I've been working in the spaces of sales, marketing and promotion. I am the founder of the Forge business program where we help advisors, consultants and basically just really smart specialists get more of the clients that they want so that they can work on the actual work that they want, giving them a business that they actually love. So that's what we're all about. But today I want to be talking about shiny objects. And the way I came to this, actually, the reason I decided on this one today was I was looking at cartoons. I was actually looking at cartoons across the last week, and I came across the Roadrunner. And I love the Roadrunner cartoon. I don't know if you do, but I used to watch it on Saturday morning. The Saturday morning cartoons were a bit of a ritual for me and my four brothers. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's Russell, Richard, Robert, Rhett, and Royce. There's five boys under the age of 7, all starting with R. But we used to watch the Saturday morning cartoons, and one of those cartoons was the Roadrunner. Now, the Roadrunner is running around the highways of what looks like Arizona out in the US. And funnily enough, when I went to Arizona a few years back, I did come across a real Roadrunner, which looks absolutely nothing like the real thing. But going back to the cartoon, the Roadrunner was always being chased by the Coyote. Now, the Coyote, I always wanted the Coyote to win. I don't know if you ever found that. I love underdogs, and the Coyote was certainly that. Because he would constantly be trying new things after new things after new things. And I kind of appreciated that about him because I really liked the fact that he didn't give up. He just kept trying. But I'll tell you what, looking at it now through the lens of business, what I've noticed is that the problem with the Coyote is he kept just trying all sorts of different new things once. He never took the time to get good at anything, which is one of the reasons why he was never able to catch that Roadrunner. And even when he did catch the Roadrunner, he just lost him straight away, right? And one of the big reasons for that was the Acme Corporation. Now, I don't know if you remember, but the Acme Corporation was the company that sent the Roadrunner, sent the Coyote like a catalog. And the catalog had Acme written on the front. And open it up, and inside with all these different traps, devices, and gadgets that he would order, and they would come in and he would try this new gadget, and it would never work. Funnily enough, it would never work. And what's interesting about that is that there are Acme-style companies all around you right now working really hard to get their catalogs in front of you so that you try their shiny new gadget. And most of the time when I'm speaking to business owners who don't have a lot of time, they try these activities. They try something once, and then when it doesn't work, they go, well, that didn't work. I'm going to move on to the next thing. Well, that didn't work. I'm going to move on to the next thing. And unfortunately, doing that not only wastes your time, but it also misses the opportunity in the thing that you've gone to try. Because almost this is after 25 years of doing it, almost every strategy or tactic does work in some situation. That's the key behind any marketing and any sales, is the activities and the strategies that people talk about, they do actually work, right? Yeah, yeah, a huge anvil, right? And it's funny too, because I've got an anvil over there, so I do like the whole anvil thing, and I do remember the anvils. But the people who are trying a lot of these marketing things that some experts given them, try something once without the years of experience that the expert has, without context about how to apply and the nuances around that. And so they try something on their own, Coyote style, and they don't win, right? And you wonder why that is. They're there with an instruction manual and expecting it to work the first time. So today I want to talk about things to avoid when it comes to these shiny gadgets, and also where you need to really be putting the time in to make these things work. So the first one I want to talk about today is funnels. Because you may have heard of digital funnels. There is Russell Brunson is out there, not me, Russell, the other Russell Brunson, and he talks about you're only one funnel away. You're only one funnel away from success. You're only one funnel away from an acre of diamonds. If you can get this digital funnel set up, then you're going to have this $1 million business, right? So funnels do work. But I just want to show you on this board the challenge that comes along with funnels. Because digital funnels, the whole process behind it is creating an automated sequence so that, in essence, you can make money while you sleep. There is no real passive income. Almost every type of income generating activity requires some maintenance. And that's the thing that Coyote never did. He never did maintenance. He always tried something and then, it either worked or it didn't, and it never did. But if we look at the funnel structure, we usually have a point of purchase. All right, there's a point where someone can buy something. Before that, they need to do what? Well, they need to make a decision. So they decide to do it. Actually, that doesn't spell decide at all. Let's just move that one out there. Right. So they make a decision. What is going on? Decision. That says decision, believe it or not. All right. They need to find you, and they'll only find you when they're either looking or it's where they are. And then you've got to go, all right, we've got to have people identify that this thing is for them. Now, if we work up that strategy, we've now got to, without actually speaking to anybody, because that's the whole part of the funnel, is we're building something that's automated. We need to know exactly what this person wants, what is the mechanism that they need to make a decision and that they're going to make a positive decision for buying this thing. They need to be able to find it. They need to be in a space where they're ready to actually find it. They're ready to actually use it. And we need to know really, really clearly who they are so we can talk to their psychographics, what's going on in their head, so we can help them make all these decisions. Now, basically, you're needing to do mind reading to get any of this funnel stuff working. And for anyone who's not 100% sure of how a funnel works, it's basically someone finds a thing, let's say it's a page, and usually it's a lead magnet. It's like a thing where it says you can get this thing and it's usually free and someone gives you an email address. And the idea is that says that this person is interested in what you've got. They then go to another page. This page says, well, we've got this small offer that'll help you fix it. And, a very small percentage of people will pick that. And then they go, well, if they did that, they're going to actually potentially buy this much bigger offer. And then there's 1% of 1% of the people actually go through this funnel. So right up here, you need this infinite source of people coming into the funnel. So the mythos behind a funnel is this really cool, I build it once, it works forever, I'm making money while I sleep. And I want to just point out that this is one of the biggest distractions that you can just about ever have in your business, unless you've already done this with the customer hundreds of times. Because if you've done it with the customer hundreds of times, you've had the conversations with them. So you know what their problems are, and not just what their problems are, the way they've phrased those problems. So you can write it on the web pages to make sure that you're using the right language. You've got the right dynamics to help them make a decision because you know them well enough. You also know where they are because you've done it enough times to identify where they are. Whereas with most of the time with these funnels, it's a case of we're going to advertise out there, spend money to make it happen. Now, funnels do work, but funnels take hundreds and hundreds of hours of maintenance and building and research to get it right. And so people go through this process of hearing, I can make money while I sleep, and they rush to make a funnel. And when it doesn't work in the first month, they go, well, that doesn't work. That guy's a scammer. I'm never going to do it again. So my suggestion to you when it comes to funnels, avoid them, especially if you've got a service-based business, avoid them until you've been selling the thing that you've been selling for hundreds and hundreds of times, and you're incredibly clear and can work it backwards to what is the copy that people need to see and read to make a decision. Who specifically, not business owners, but like left-handed locksmiths. We want to get really specific about who we're talking to. What is their biggest problem? What is the problem that they will pay money to solve? And then where can I put it so I know that they will see it en masse? So a whole bunch of people, an infinite supply of people are going to see it, of these left-handed locksmiths. So funnels is the first one. Don't bother chasing after funnels as an idea of saving time. Don't bother chasing after funnels as a way of automating your business, because it requires so much work in the start to actually get that rolling out. So funnels, if you don't have the business already on autopilot in the service space, there's no point in actually taking it to the online space to try and get that to work for you as well. That was number one. Number two, and the big one that I see a lot of people doing, is that they go on social media and they do content marketing. And if anyone's interested in content marketing, I've got a session coming up in a couple of days on Thursday where I'm going to show you about how to create really effective content marketing so you can attract the ideal customers into your world. And what I'm going to be telling you there is one of the little things is what we don't want to do is constantly try to build authority. Again, there are gurus out there telling us that if we have the authority in the market, and that if enough people know that we're the expert in this thing, then we will have endless amount of customers coming to us. But what I find is that the discussion about your expertise is, number one, boring because it's not about the customer. We want to also always be talking about the customer and the customer's problems. We don't want to always be talking about us and how good we are, or feeling we're going to have to put ourselves out there as, show ourselves off as the expert because we have a little bit of imposter syndrome. Greatest way to get over imposter syndrome is to not focus on yourself, is to actually focus on the client and get very clear about the problems that you solve for them. But there are all sorts of people going out there and building authority, that I've been up on this stage and I've done this thing and I'm the expert in this topic, and then they write a thesis about the topic, and they have people just to have people understand that they know their stuff. If you are an expert in what you do, if you've been doing it for over a decade, you don't need to build any more authority. You are an authority in what you do. It is now time to stop talking about you and start talking about the clients that you want to help. Right? So you could come into this market without any authority, and if you actually just talked about the problems that your prospects had and showed them a path to actually get to an outcome, you're going to get far more sales than the person who is up there on LinkedIn doing authority post after authority post. It is not about you, it is about the customer. So bright shiny objects are authority posts. So authority contents, authority posts, you don't need to be perceived as having any more authority. You are good enough. And so the third one is really about, it's more conceptual. If you're looking at software, if you're looking at tactics or strategies, if you're looking at platforms, especially social media platforms, that are outside of your space, that's an instant red flag that, or the siren should be going off, that is a shiny object, a bright shiny object that you should leave alone. So really all you need to know when it comes to where should I be focusing my time as far as tools, strategies, software, platforms, all those sort of things, is to get very, very clear about who you want to be working with. If you know who you want to be working with, then you will know where they are. And you'll also know what platforms they're on, what tools they're using, what they're going to respond to. If you're looking for things outside of that, and I'll give you an example actually. Let's say that you sell, I'm just going to make something up, fishing gear. All right, fishing gear. If you sell fishing gear, it's a lifestyle product. All right, so where are people when they're considering lifestyle situations? Well, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. There are a number of other places they could be, but instantly, boom, boom, there's the first two. You could just stick with those two. You don't need to be on LinkedIn. Okay? Now, if you're dealing with, let's say, corporate HR managers, all right, which is rarely the case. Everyone says it's HR managers that you have to go after, but you don't need to go after HR managers usually. Usually they don't like you stepping on their territory. But if that was the case, then LinkedIn is where you would find those people because their position is listed on LinkedIn. It's much more difficult to find them on Facebook and on Instagram. You can, it is possible, but go where the fish are, right? You got to go where the biggest pool of the who is. Now, James, you put through a comment there, when I was aiming to seem like an expert, all I had was customers contesting that as they should have. As soon as I stopped that, yeah, right, stopped that, started being real about challenges and how to help overcome, then customers started being a lot more receptive. 100% James. So when people are aware that you're there to help them, then they become responsive. When you go and tell people that you are the best at a certain thing, instantly it's an opportunity to challenge. People want to challenge that to see, are you the expert in it? You don't have to play that game. Just know that you can help people. You are an expert in helping people do a thing. So just talk about the people who need that help. And so when it comes to what strategy should I be looking at, what tactics should I be looking at, what software, what tools, what platforms, I want you to get very clear on your who, and I want to give yourself some guidelines. Who else is a no? All right? Everyone is a no. If you are saying to yourself, well, everybody can use this product, everybody can use this service, then you're instantly going to be going after bright, shiny objects and wasting your time trying to actually engage everybody effectively enough in the spaces, because there's so many different spaces. So one of the reasons that I do talk about niching quite a bit is because it saves you time. It saves you time and it saves you energy. And those are the two things that you are in limited supply of, especially in small business. So I want to make sure that you're actually using those resources of time and energy really, really effectively. So one of the ways you can do that is getting very, very clear about who you work with. The less people you work with, the more clear you can be. The more clear you can be about where they are and also about what they want to hear from you, so they can make a buying decision to, at the very least, come and talk to you, but the ultimate decision of working with you for a lifetime of business. So bright, shiny objects. We're trying to avoid people turning into the coyote from the Roadrunner cartoon, who is constantly trying new things and then saying, well, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. You want to be clear about your who, you want to know where they are, you want to have a handful of strategies, a handful of tactics and tools that you would use, and you want to then get good at them. All right? And the way to get good at any of these things, just as the way to get to Carnegie Hall, is to practice. Right? So how are you going to practice? Well, you're going to implement them, then you're going to see if you get a result. If you don't get a result, go back and look at the why you didn't get a result, because almost all of these strategies and tactics do work in one shape or form. Once you have a result, how do you go about improving that result? And when you start getting good results, how do you get it consistently? And that's one of the reasons practice and actually knowing what is good practice is one of the reasons why I always have a coach. So I have a coach in my coaching space to actually help me do better at coaching. I have a coach in my business space to make sure I'm better at business. When I'm doing work on my health, which is rarely, you get a coach in that space. When I'm wanting to learn a new skill, I get a coach in that space, because it's understanding what is good practice that enables you to get more of the people you want to work with, which ultimately just makes your life so much easier. So stop looking at bright, shiny objects. Get clear about who you want to be working with, where they are, and then decide what are the small amount of tactics, what are the small amount of tools and platforms you want to be working with, so you can get really, really good at them over time. My name's Russell Pearson. I'm the founder of the Forge Business Program. If you're interested in any work in building your pipeline and actually making it easier to get better clients in less time, then feel free to reach out and talk to me. For those who are interested, we do have this week on Thursday the content marketing for experts. So again, it's for advisors, consultants, specialist service providers, people who are just good at what they do. If you're interested in coming to that, just reach out, put a comment into the comments, or come to me even by a private message, and I'll get you access to that event. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But until next time, stay passionate, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.